Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Could I ask folks, please, to join us as close to the tent as possible?
Okay.
I hate to have a tent up today, but you just never know, so we... Please bring it in a little further, if possible, around the side. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Patrick Leahy. I serve as the Executive Vice President here at the University of Scranton. On behalf of our President and our entire administration, I'd like to welcome you to a new academic year and to this important announcement. And what a beautiful day we have today. If some of you were here about 2.5 years ago at the groundbreaking, you'll remember the torrential rain. I see a couple of people nodding. We said at the time that we weren't going to let a little bit of rain impede our progress. Well, since then, we have had record snowfall, earthquakes, and even a hurricane, just to prove the point that we were not going to let anything stop us from getting to this point. So we're thrilled to have all of you here today on such a beautiful day. As you can see behind me and up on Mulberry Street, this has been a particularly busy summer here on this campus. And we're here today to mark an important milestone for what might possibly be the most important project ever at the university. Well, it's at least the largest and most expensive, maybe the most important ever. So once again, thank you all for being here. I'd like to go immediately to the announcement. On the weekend, you know that we welcomed the largest freshman class in our history, drawn from our most competitive applicant pool ever. And in a couple short weeks, we will officially welcome another newcomer to our campus, another freshman of sorts, our new president. So for my first time, I am extremely thrilled to introduce to you for this announcement the 25th president of the University of Scranton, the Reverend Kevin P. Quinn of the Society of Jesus. Father.
Thanks very much, Pat, and thank you for all gathering here today. It is truly a great day for the university. Although our work is not yet finished, and even with today's announcement, our building is not yet dedicated, it's appropriate to pause at this stage of the project for two important reasons. The first is to let you know all in on one of the worst kept secrets on campus. It is my pleasure today to announce that our new Science Center will be known as the Loyola Science Center. It is most fitting that we retain the tradition of connecting our excellent science programs with the founder of the Society of Jesus, St. Ignatius of Loyola. Once the second phase of the project is completed next year, Loyola Science Center will be the most significant building in our history. It will rest in the center of our campus and, most importantly, serve all our students. It will be the academic heart of our campus, and there is no better way to celebrate the richness of this marvelous facility than to ensure that it bears the name of St. Ignatius. This naming also reinforces our aspiration to raise Loyola Hall at some point in the future. St. Ignatius and his companions were instilled with the desire to seek God in all things. The Jesuit way of proceeding has led many Jesuits to great accomplishments in the sciences. From Matteo Ricci to Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, Jesuits have found themselves at home on the edges of knowledge. Loyola Science Center will be a place of research, scholarship, teaching, and discovery. A place to find God in all things. Our second reason for gathering today is to take a pause and a breath in a moment of gratitude. We are not yet finished, but it is nonetheless a time to say thanks, even as we continue to push on to completion. Thanks first goes to Joe Dreisbach, currently our Associate Provost for Academic Affairs, for his long-term role in this project. I am told at least for a decade or more. Where's Joe? Architects, carpenters, masons, steelworkers, movers, and scores of university employees have poured themselves into the hard work of getting this building ready for classes to begin yesterday. I also want to thank our many benefactors who were inspired to support this vision and should rightly share in our sense of accomplishment. Of course, I must also acknowledge our Board of Trustees and my predecessor, Father Scott Pillars, for being bold enough to take the leap of faith necessary to put this project into motion. Once that decision was made, it fell to Ed Steinmetz, our Vice President for Finance and Treasurer, to figure out how to pay for it all. And Hal Bailey, our Provost and Academic Vice President, to ensure we were ready academically to take advantage of all that this investment has to offer. My thanks to Ed and to Hal and to their colleagues. There, of course, will be much more to say and many more folks to thank when we dedicate the Loyola Science Center next fall. In the meantime, let me close with some parting, but I think fitting words from one of my favorite Jesuits, Pierre de Théard de Jardin, words that you can find inscribed along the royal way. The day will come when, after harnessing space, the winds, the tides, gravitation, we shall harness for God the energies of love. And on that day, for the second time in the history of the world, man will have discovered fire. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Father. You know, it dawns on me that I can't imagine there are many university presidents that open up an $85 million building even before they're inaugurated, so congratulations. As Father mentioned, the Loyola Science Center is far from complete, but at this point we wanted to give you an idea of some of the work that's already been done and what we can expect in the coming year. As Father mentioned, this project represents more than a decade of work here at the university. In the past couple of years, one of the people on campus most closely associated with this project has been our, quote, project shepherd, Dr. George Gomez. I guess at a Catholic or Jesuit institution, we're all required at some point to be shepherds, George, so congratulations. We've asked Dr. Gomez, if he would, share some of the key features of the building as it is today and what we can expect in the year to come. George?
Thank you. So as Project Shepherd, I was asked to come here and give you a preview of what you're going to see, but you're all going to see it. So I'm here to tell you what you won't see in the building. You will not see the traditional walls that line the laboratories and classrooms. Instead, you're going to see a lot of glass. Part and parcel of the building design is the transparency of activity that will occur and that is occurring in each learning and teaching space. This transparency is designed to engage everyone who enters the building in the process of science. You will not see a building that's filled with laboratory spaces, even despite its name as a science center. While we did build state-of-the-art laboratories, so don't worry, we spent the $85 million wisely, most of the spaces that we built are actually informal work areas where students and faculties can come and gather and sit down together. We recognize that the best science is not done on a bench top. It's done when people are talking, collaborating, sharing ideas, talking about theories, and sharing concepts. And much of this space in this facility is dedicated to that. You will not see our traditional departmental enclaves. Instead, you will see neighborhoods made out of faculty and students from different departments. You will see spaces that are designed to increase interaction and collaboration among faculty and students from our different traditional academic disciplines. The future of science lies in the exploration of new and undiscovered avenues of inquiry. And these avenues of inquiry are paved by the collaborations that are going to start here and today. You will not see scientists everywhere you look. In fact, the offices are currently, and I emphasize temporarily, occupied by faculty from the humanities. Now, while we think that the science faculty should be in there, no, it's actually critical that the classes that are being offered in there are not just science classes, but science classes in the humanities as well. While this arrangement was a matter of necessity, it also provided a unique opportunity for redefining the culture of our university, where humanities and the sciences interact and collaborate, where they share ideas and experiences in a way that we have never seen on campus before. It's important to remember that science is largely a human endeavor. And it is important, it is critical for us to understand that the human condition is the way it is in order for our science to make sense. And as you've heard, you will not see a building that is finished. While obviously there's construction in progress, so please don't bother the construction workers, the largest piece of unfinished work that you will see in this building is what we are all going to do next. Right now, this building is a shell, and it is our job, everybody's job here, to define the culture and tradition that will reside in this building for the years to come. The Science Center is like a newborn child. And for me, the most exciting part about holding a newborn is not the fact that it's all cute and warm and cuddly, but the fact that it has a future lying ahead of it, and the parents are the ones who define the future. So while I'm looking forward to looking at this building for what it is, I'm really excited about what is to come and how we can all define that. And by next year, the renovation phase in Harper McGinnis will be complete. This renovation will include an advanced imaging facility, the aquatics facility, the introductory biology, chemistry, and physics laboratories, and spaces, most importantly, for the mathematics department. And as you will see, the Science Center will open up the commons and the buildings that house the humanities. So these spaces will continue to help us grow in the efforts that we are all beginning here and today. So while we will shortly invite you to look at the spaces, we want you to marvel not only of the beauty of this building and the magnitude of this building, but to really be excited about the future that this building holds. Thank you.
George, thank you. It's beautiful. I want to thank you for those comments and for your hard work over the last couple of years. You know, you can build an incredible new building, but it's sort of worthless if you don't fill it with incredible people. And I think this academic building is going to be full of first-rate academics like George Gomez and Joe Dreisbach and many others. So we do have a bright future for sure. Before I conclude our program, there are a few people that I'd like to acknowledge, a few firms that I would like to acknowledge who are incredible partners in this process. The first, of course, are the designers of this magnificent facility, the architects at Einhorn, Yaffe, and Prescott, EYP. Please join me in thanking EYP. And second, the people who have turned EYP's vision into this magnificent facility are friends at the Quandel Group, represented today by the project manager on this project, Mike Hogan. Mike? In the back. And our thanks too, Mike, to all the subcontractors, and there were many on this project. And lastly, we want to thank folks that helped make this particular day possible by moving so many things to make it ready for our faculty and our students. All of the various movers that helped us get ready for today. We'd like to ask you to join me in thanking all of them. This concludes the short program this morning. As both Father and George suggested, we invite you and encourage you to explore the Loyola Science Center. You can enter two ways, either back here off of Ridge Row or right around the corner here on Monroe. There will be refreshments throughout the building, so please wander through the building, see what's there, and as George indicated, what's not there. Enjoy yourself. Throughout the coming year, you'll be hearing more about the donors that have helped make this possible, culminating in what Father suggested is the formal dedication of this building, not until about next year at this time. So thank you all again for being here this morning, and enjoy your new science facility, the Loyola Science Center.
Thank you.